Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It is August the 5th. I am Semi-Retired Bob. I talk about the carnivore diet, all things related to the carnivore diet, and miscellaneous odds and ends. What you're watching today is you're watching me mow my front yard. I know that doesn't seem really exciting, but if you consider a little over 3 years ago, I could barely stand up for a couple of minutes without severe pain, and now I'm out there cutting my own grass, it gets a bit more interesting. If you're returning to the channel, welcome back. It means a lot to me that you spend just a few moments of your day with me. I would like to ask everyone to help me out just a little bit. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Drop down in the comments and say, "Hi, Bob." And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. All these things are absolutely free and help me get the word out that it's never too late to change your life. I am 62 years old and doing things I couldn't do when I was 40. Like cutting my own grass. The grass, as you will see in this video, is very wet and very heavy because it's been raining and raining and raining. I had to get it done because it's supposed to rain again this afternoon and rain again tomorrow. And I'm going to have to do it in two sections. I did the front yard today, and I'm going to go tackle the backyard tomorrow, but I got to charge the battery back up. I do want to make a quick point before I get into today's topic. I got a comment from somebody, the last mowing video I put up, that said, well, you ought to ditch that electric thing and get yourself a good gas-powered mower. Well, number one, I can't afford to buy a new mower every year. And I bought that right after my heart surgery. And it is significantly lighter than a gas mower. And I don't have to put gas in it. All I got to do is charge the battery. The only time it has problems is this year because the grass has been so wet and so heavy all summer. And I've probably cut the grass 6 or 7 more times than I did all of last year. And it's only August the 5th. I still have several more to go before we get into the non-growing season. The grass has just been stupid crazy this year because of the rain and then the heat and the sun, and the rain and the heat and the sun. It's just been growing like crazy. But the whole point of bringing up that comment is that I guess it's been quite some time since I've told my whole story. So that's what I'm going to do today very briefly. I don't want to take an entire half hour getting through this. But for those that don't know my story, it started back in 1983 when I was ejected from the armed services because I had gout. And I spent the next 30-ish years having a lot of problems with gout. I knew I was getting heavier and heavier and heavier. But as we knew at that time, as a matter of fact, just fact, that all you had to do to lose weight was to eat less and move more. That's all you had to do. The problem came when I went to go do the move more part. Every time I'd start some kind of an exercise program, I would get a gout attack. I had 3 to 4 major gout attacks every year, and I always had a little one going on here and there. I mean, I've really suffered with gout since 1983. So there was just not a whole lot I could do about it. And following the doctor's advice, the diet that he gave me for gout, what that did is led me to be diagnosed with type 2 diabetes about 10 years ago. And I followed his advice and his dietitian's advice and added in the things they wanted me to add and took out the things they wanted me to take out. And all that did for me was lead me to a triple bypass surgery. Oh, it's been 6+ years ago now. And I did feel better after my triple bypass surgery, obviously, because my heart was getting oxygen again. But it didn't change how I was eating, because now I have, the heart healthy diet added into all my other stuff. So, it's lots of whole fruits and veggies, low salt, no meat, all of the bad advice that they give you. and I felt myself slowly slipping downhill. It came to a breaking point 3+ years ago. I was sitting in my camper trailer 30 minutes away from some of the most beautiful beaches in North Carolina, and I'd been down there all winter and didn't get to see any of them because I couldn't get out of my trailer. I mean, if I got out of my trailer, I was parked in the church parking lot, so I would waddle in the building to cook and waddle into the building to go to church, but that's really all I did all summer, all winter long down there. I didn't really get to go see anything. And I have no idea why. I was sitting in my camper watching YouTube, and I've always been a van life, camping, homestead, photography. Those were the types of things I watched on YouTube. And for some reason, I still to this day believe that God reached into my computer and said, this is the video you need to see. And it was Dante Ferrigno's, I forget the name of the video, but it was like 125 days on the lion diet, I think is what he had. And he had a before and an after picture, and I clicked on it. And it was his before and after picture that made me click on the video. Which is why I still put before and after pictures on all of my thumbnails. But I watched it, and of course it didn't take me very long to figure out that he was doing, what basically amounted to a meat-only ketogenic kind of a diet. And, I can't do that kind of a diet because red meat causes gout. That's what I've been told since I got kicked out of the Army. I can't eat a lot of red meat. I can't eat a lot of meat, period. I was told that if I'm going to have any meat at all, I should just have 2 or 3 ounces a couple of times a week. Well, that's not very much meat. And obviously, because of cholesterol, never eggs, and all of the other stuff that we're told. But because I had watched some of his video, YouTube then presented me with a video by this old country doctor from Tennessee named Dr. Ken Berry. So I watched a little bit of his stuff, and what he was saying made sense, except it was all under the underlying fact that I knew I could not have that style of diet because I can't eat meat. But I did get a notification that he was going to go live, so I thought, well, he's going to be going live here shortly. I'll go ask a question. And of course, there were 1,500, 2,000 people already in his live waiting for him before he even got there. I had no idea he was as popular as he was. But because I was there, I dutifully typed out my question that said, I have gout. I can't eat a lot of meat. Is there a version of this diet I can do? Now, if I'd known it was going to be so successful, I would have written her name down. I know it was either Paola or Mitzi, because those were the 2 female moderators that he had at the time. But one of them sent me back a message. Bob, meat does not cause gout. Go watch Dr. Berry's gout videos. And I'm thinking to myself, what do you mean meat doesn't cause gout? I've known as a fact since 1983 that meat causes gout. But I went out and watched a couple of his gout videos, and what he was saying made sense, but of course it still went against everything I believed in. But to wrap up a long story short here, I decided, what the heck? I'm going to go ahead and give this a try. The worst it can do is kill me. But if it gives me just a little bit of relief from my back pain, then perhaps it will be worth it. So, of course, I was on my way home, and I was going to stop at my sister's house in Ohio. So I picked May the 9th, the day I was supposed to return to Omaha on May the 8th. So I said, May the 9th, I will start the carnivore diet. Now, I don't recommend jumping right in like I did, but you can if you want to. I don't recommend it. You're going to have a lot more bathroom issues than if you transition slowly. Professor K says that you should transition over 4 to 6 weeks, and I absolutely believe that. But I got away with it, and I think some people, depending on how metabolically damaged you are, can get away with it. But again, I wouldn't do a slow transition if you're just getting started. But after the initial bathroom issues were over, I hadn't really planned on, making a YouTube channel about carnivore. I had a little photography YouTube channel that never really went anywhere. And I basically made a video explaining that I was going to try the carnivore diet. And because all 25 of my subscribers at the time were friends and family, I figured rather than having to talk to each of them individually, I would just put a video out. And a few of them, messaged back, "Oh, that's crazy. You don't want to do that." But I was already into it. And then I made I made a video called 29 pounds in 29 days. But I think it was actually more than that because, I had tried every weight loss diet to come down the pipe. From the cabbage diet to I can't even remember them all. The grapefruit diet. There were so many of them in the 80s and 90s, and I tried them all, but of course none of them worked. So I didn't really expect to lose weight or fat. I thought I was just one of these people that could never actually lose because it was just my genetics. Boy, was I wrong. But to finish up the story, since starting carnivore, my arthritis pain is 99% better. My spinal stenosis pain is 99% better. My type 2 diabetes is gone. My blood pressure is back under control. Before starting, because of, my gout and my high blood pressure and my diabetes and everything else that I had wrong with me, I was taking 13 pills in the morning and 9 at night. And today I take no prescription medications whatsoever, none at all. And oddly enough, I have not had a single gout attack since starting this way of eating. Isn't that interesting? And as a side effect, I've lost 150 plus pounds as well. And I do consider that just a side effect because all of the other things that I was hoping would get a little bit better got a lot better. But anyway, that is what I've got for you today, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed this recap of my journey. If I missed something, I'll probably pick it up tomorrow. If you have any questions, feel free to drop down in the comments and ask your questions. But that's what I've got for you today, folks. Don't forget, get out there, be 1% better. Today, tomorrow, every day. Have a great day, folks. I'll see you in the next one.